Hey guys, and welcome to English 9 Semester B. Today you guys can see on our homepage, when you go from your courses to your homepage, you guys can see that automatically you are open to this dashboard or homepage, where on the right you can see all the upcoming assignments. You see these are the things that are due today, Tuesday, October 27th, then Wednesday, then Thursday, and so forth. Each week on the beginning of the week, I open up the week's worth of assignments, unless there's a reason not to. Then you can see what's coming up. Over here on the left is our unit that we'll be in for all our assignments. But here is where you enter Zoom conferences. Zoom conferences are where you will start each class each day. So you'll open that folder and you go to our daily Zoom, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, with exceptions of occasional Wednesdays when perhaps we don't have school on a Monday or a Friday. This does not include those Wednesdays. If that is something that will happen, I'll add another link for a Wednesday called Makeup for Monday or Makeup for Friday or something like that. So you'll see one of those tomorrow specifically because there was a snow day on Monday. So you'll go into the daily Zoom Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I will let you in from the meeting room once everyone in the classroom is in. When you get into the Zoom, we do have Zoom protocols. We'll address these first thing each meeting. The first is that everyone needs to be participating. The second is that everyone needs to be on mute except for when you are the one who is supposed to be talking. Feel free to let people know when they're on mute and they shouldn't be. 3 is your video needs to remain on except for when you're asked to turn it off. So when we do independent work and timed assignments, that's when you'll be able to turn your video off. If you are in breakout rooms, you're having a discussion, you're participating in class in the whole group, that's when your video needs to remain on. I use it for to look at your eyes to gauge whether you are following along and understanding what's going on. But also, it's one of our attending skills, right? In America, our eyes show people that we're paying attention and shows people respect. So we're going to use that feature because we have it. 4, chat is used for questions. So if you have a question, you want to type it in that you might forget, go ahead and type it in the chat. If the question and answer time comes up and I've forgotten to look at chat, please just speak up and say, I have a question, or there's a question in the chat. If there's a specific question, however, that doesn't apply to everyone, just wait until the independent work time and then ask me one-on-one. Or if you'd like, there is a chat feature where you can just chat and send the question to me alone instead of the whole group. 6, in breakout sessions, we will answer the questions and stay on topic. In those breakout groups, those are small groups that you will be in with perhaps just online people, perhaps in the class people, or perhaps a mix of both. In those, you need to share your answer and stay on topic. You will only have the amount of time given, and then you will be responsible for sharing your group's information. So if you need to take notes, you'll take notes, but after the group comes back to the whole group, I might call on you to share what you said. I might call on you to share what someone else said. I might call on you to share what your whole group said. So you need to pay attention to what people say because you might be the one in charge of responding. And those are for participation points. Lastly, number 7, if something doesn't work, you're stuck on mute, your microphone doesn't work, your speakers don't work, do what you can to figure it out. So I suggest if you need to, exit Zoom and then re-enter. If Zoom is having a problem through Schoology, exit Schoology, re-enter Schoology, see if that helps. I say try 3 times, so refreshing could be once, leaving the meeting and trying to go back in could be twice, exiting Schoology, then trying to get back into Zoom from there, that's 3 times. If it doesn't work in all 3 attempts, then shoot me an email, let me know it doesn't work, and what happened. And then go ahead and do the work that's in that day's folder because you know you're going to have that expectation anyway. You don't need me to tell you that. You can see it. So Zoom is how you'll get your discovery points on the days that you're not in the classroom. Discovery points are still 30% of your grade, and they are something that we are doing whether you are in class or online this quarter. So make sure that you are on Zoom every day that you're not in the class. So here's our 9th grade folder. We are in Unit 6, World's End. So when we do the online interactive Pearson or we do our online text, we are in Unit 6, which is focused on the apocalypse, the world's end, which is a pretty fun unit if you ask me. So as usual, our resources are here. In this resource folder, that's where you have access to our textbook and also the online interactive text. This has minimal instructions. This is something that I can absolutely help you with in class or on Zoom. It just has many steps, and sometimes you need to show me your screen to know what the next thing is. So there are these steps, but also if you go back in the resource folder, there is a video, and it will step by step help you to know how to do that. So if you ever click a video and it doesn't work, you get a screen like this, just click this little guy. It will take you into a new tab and try that same link, and usually that's what will get it to work. So don't be distracted or sad by this. Just keep going. So in our assignments for this week, you guys can see that there's a Monday, Tuesday, and a Thursday, Friday folder. So all you were in charge of was these 3 folders for week 1. In folder 1, where you have Monday, we have these multiple things to go through. The first thing is a question. This is our essential question for the quarter, so this is a good question to start out with. Then we have another discussion talking about doomsday planes, and it gives you information on those planes and what they are. Then we have a clip that you guys can watch that explains the Cold War, because the first text that we read by the Rivers of Babylon was written in relation to this era. Then we have the syllabus. This is the syllabus itself. You'll want to read that syllabus so that you can take the survey and use this information. And then lastly is the Zoom protocols, which we've already talked about. And an accidental extra copy there, I'll delete it. So the syllabus here is all the expectations for the quarter, the 6 Ps, the attending skills, and then those Zoom expectations. Once you leave the syllabus and hit next, you will be into the survey. The survey is something that scrolls inside. This first is your electronic signature saying that you can follow the expectations for the syllabus. And the first couple questions are about the syllabus, and then the rest is about you and what you're interested in, so that we can learn from the class and gauge as a class what kind of articles and things we want to read, especially on Achieve, so that the whole class's interests are met. So that was Monday. Going back to our Unit 6, the next folder is called Folder 2, Tuesday. This starts with a video about the zombie apocalypse, which helps us to think about our example essay or example narrative text. Then you pick an image and explain. This one is more of a getting to know you activity to find out how you feel about English class specifically. Picking one image and explaining why that image represents how you feel about English class. I recognize that it's not everyone's favorite subject like it's mine, so that's an opportunity for you to share. Then you have Dreams Winter, which is on page 698 or 699. This is on your PDF that you can access back here through resources. So I'm going to open this in a new tab. So if you go into our 9th grade, back to our resources folder, that's the first thing you can see here. It's the textbook Unit 6. And then from here, you guys can find the short story Dreams Winter. And you can scroll down. Notice that these page numbers don't line up with these page numbers, so you'll have to actually go by the page numbers as you scroll down. Dreams Winter is the first text that we see. This is a narrative text. It's an example of what we'll be doing for our assessments, our writing assessments. I personally like to download this so that I can save it, and when I save it, it saves as one of my favorites up here, and I can access it whenever I want. So I save it as the English 9, and then I can access it, and then you can do fun things like Control F, where you can actually search the word dream, and then you can find Dreams Winter that way. So that's a really cool option for you. So how to do that one going back. Oh, I just have to go back. Is you click this download button here, and then once you download it, you save it as one of your favorites up here. And the way that you save it is once it's open as its own web page, you can bookmark that tab. So let me know if you have any questions on that when you're in class or on Zoom, and I can take you more step by step. So going back to folder 2, that was how we accessed Dreams Winter. So let's say we read it. Once you finish reading, your job is to participate in this discussion. The discussion asks you 2 questions, so you need to make sure that you're answering both. It says, why do we try to imagine the future? First thing you do is refer to the text, and you can use a quote or just share basic facts from the story, so prove that you actually read the reading and connect it to your answer to this question by answering the question, why do we try to imagine the future? So think, based on how the story went, why would you or the characters want to imagine a future? Is the character's world so bleak that they want a better one? Is that a reason why? And so you can even see there's some that I've responded to that said, hey, you forgot to mention the text, or maybe, hey, you forgot to answer the question, but you talked about the text, that kind of thing. But you write your answer here in the comments, and this is a discussion that we get to have as a group. So that was the end of our folder 2 for Tuesday. Our Thursday, Friday folder then was actually reading our first text instead of our narrative example. You start with a vocab. I do suggest you go into the text and actually read the text so that you guys can see the vocab words as they are written in context, and the definitions that are specific to the text you are reading are available on the side. So, by the rivers of Babylon is the first text. There are our vocab words. And then once the text starts, the vocab words are blue, and then the definitions are just to the right of that. And if you're in the text and not on this, if you're in Schoology, you can grab it and move it. But if you're actually on, like I suggest, and you've uploaded the text, you can actually like copy and paste text. So long as you put it in quotation marks, that's okay with me. And you can use that to answer. You don't put it in the comments here, you actually need to submit that work. After your vocab, then you actually read through the story. It's kind of long, so make sure you give yourself enough time to actually finish it. Then you answer the EQ question based on this story, why do we try to imagine the future? And then lastly, due Friday is the handout. And the handout is something you'll have for each text. These are the instructions for how to submit it, because it will be a Google Doc. You need to file, download, save it as Microsoft Word or PDF. PDF is my favorite. This is the handout. This is how you access it. You just click that link. It makes a copy for you. And then you're able to answer in the boxes what your answers are. And there are multiple sections here. So as you can see, this first one is based on a paragraph. There's some character development questions to answer. Then this one, you actually write a sequel. So you have to have read the story to be able to write a sequel. You get to creatively write a paragraph here and then imagine where that story goes from there. Then there is a vocabulary section using the same 6 words you used before. And then the last section is the comprehension question section. And that one is one you will need to do as you read the text. So as you are actually reading through the story here, you'll want to stop and pause and answer the questions as they come up, because several of them come up in the beginning, and then several of them you'll need to keep in mind as you continue reading. So make sure you have the text open as well as your handout to finish that. And that was the last assignment for your Thursday, Friday folder. So that is the conclusion of our first week in our English 9 week 1. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, and I'd be glad to help you.